Again, I was here on the 18th. This was for a DWOP, and now we're on an entry. On the 18th, y'all wanted me to go to a breakout room where there was ex parte communication, and y'all removed me from the court. So I don't know what y'all been talking about in those breakout rooms without me being there. Hey guys, this is an update to my SCJC complaint on Judge Sandra Peak. I know some of y'all have been hearing about this issue for years. And so I kind of want to just give you an update as to what happened. In short, the SCJC is not a fit commission to be overseeing these judges. They have no business investigating anything. And I'm going to tell you why. The executive director is Jacqueline Himbersham, and the chair is Gary L. Steele. The lady who sent me this letter from general counsel is Zenda Thomas. Now, my SCJC complaint that I filed in October of 2021 finally came in. And it says, just like Mari, that they didn't do anything wrong. Go figure. My complaint number is 22-0176. Again, it was filed in October of 2021, and we are at almost the end of February 2024. These grievances have to be done within a year. That's what the law says. So anyway, let me keep going on. Mr. Saldana, we appreciate the concerns raised in your complaint. However, after conducting a thorough investigation, I didn't write this letter, they did. After conducting a thorough investigation into the allegations that the judge did not exhibit proper demeanor, dignity, or courtesy towards you, showed bias and prejudice towards you, failed to follow the law and or participate in improper ex parte communications with the opposing attorney, the commission determined in its discretion that the evidence does not support a finding of judicial misconduct. Now, if y'all know me, I have posted all of these videos all over social media. Am I not entitled to equal protection under the law? Is there a record being made?
I'm just interested in that debate going forever. So I want to put him in the breakout room and put Ms. Payne in the breakout room. Ms. Trombley, are you participating in this case or not?
I'm not on this because it's a writ of habeas. However, I believe that I should be in the courtroom just to monitor what is happening given I don't know. Yes.
All right, so and put Ms. Trombley in there as well. On this rodeo too many times.
Well, there's case law. You can either be a witness or an attorney, and Nicole Trombley said she's not attached to this case.
Mr. Saldana.
If she's not in the...
Mr. Saldana. Now, I said your name 5 times. I know you heard me. Put your hand down. We're starting the hearing. She is not going to be sworn as a witness because she's an attorney and she's representing the state. Okay? That is my ruling. Now, Mr. Saldana, if you would kindly identify yourself for the record, please. And just, you're going to have to be patient, although mine is almost running out. Okay, so is there anything about the order that is inconsistent with my ruling?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you tell me specifically what about the order is inconsistent with my ruling?
Judge, you signed an order on this already, 9/29/2021. If it was going to be amended, it should have been amended months ago. This was September 29th of 2021. Order for attorney fees for a writ of habeas corpus. It sounds like Kelly Joseph's trying to get a second bite of the apple by increasing his fees up to 100%. Again, I was here on the 18th. This was for a DWOP, and now we're on an entry. On the 18th, y'all wanted me to go to a breakout room where there was ex parte communication, and y'all removed me from the court. So I don't know what y'all been talking about in those breakout rooms without me being there. That was one of the reasons why I asked Nicole Trombley to be a witness, because she was in that breakout room and she wasn't part of the case.
Mr. Saldana.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I read you what happened because I made a docket entry at or near probably that same date which is what I usually do. Okay, so that's the docket entry. There was no ex parte communication. There was no testimony taken. Basically, we're just trying to get our housekeeping matters taken care of.
But I should be in there. You keep removing me from Zoom.
You will raise your hand before, and I will acknowledge you by saying, okay, Mr. Saldana, you can speak now. But if I'm speaking, you need to zip. Okay.
The judge should be patient. That's a judicial canon, and you're yelling at me for asking questions.
I'm not going to argue with you on the damn platform. Okay? You need to stop. Now, that said,
I mean, it's clear as day. I mean, there are the videos. I sent them videos. I sent them eyewitness affidavits, 12 of them, in my grievance. These people were physically there and saw Judge Sandra Peak of the 257th hold me in contempt for trying to litigate my case. To create a record. I was trying to create a record, put case law down, and I was held in contempt. Taryn Champagne, who wrote an affidavit, said that he went down to call Constable Precinct 1 because I was being oppressed by the bailiffs, removing me by contempt by the judge for trying to litigate my case and put down case law on the record. We had 12 witnesses, all write affidavits. Not one witness was interviewed. But they said here they did a thorough investigation and they had my complaint for 2.5 years. This is a dog and pony show commission. The Texas State Commission on Judicial Conduct is a farce. So you go to the judicial canons, right? Everybody's got an iPad. We're looking at the judicial canons. A judge shall comply with the law and should act at all times in a manner that promotes public confidence with the integrity and impartiality of the judiciary. That's a canon. I can read. I understand that. I comprehend that. A judge shall comply with the law. So the Judicial Commission doesn't even think there's an issue there. Being oppressed by trying to litigate my case, I have all of these witnesses here that saw this. And we've had recorded Zooms showing them the videos. The SCJC doesn't want to punish judges for the public like they say on their website. So why are we funding this as taxpayers? 2, what kind of investigative procedures do they have? What investigative experience do these investigators have? How do you determine you did a thorough investigation and you have 12 witnesses that nobody has called? And then if anybody ever wants to look into this case, they won't, because there's no transparency. The government code says that these are all confidential grievances. And guess what? You will never know. The taxpayer will never know. That's something we need to open up for all parents in family court. They're hiding behind the government code, which makes these grievances confidential. I have probably about 200 emails going back and forth to the SCJC, giving them stuff, supplementing stuff. Every time this judge in the 257th did me wrong, I reported it with video, with witnessed affidavits from the state of Texas, notarized as a witness. But if you know anything about my case, the new judge, she won't even let me call witnesses. So how do we expect to get a fair outcome if these judges are running rogue? There's no oversight. The SCJC would love to dismiss this complaint. And I'm not going to let it go. That's why I'm making this video. I think the public needs to know that the SCJC can't investigate a thorough investigation. How do you not interview one of the 12 witnesses that gave a written statement? Eyewitness testimony. They were physically there in the courtroom as court observers. And a lot of these agencies protect themselves. I think that the state needs to pay for reparations because they know about these judges. They know the judges' conduct and behavior, and they're hiding stuff, and they're hiding behind the government code. We'll never know until somebody starts talking about it. We live in 2024, and I tell everybody, we have access to iPads. We have access to all of their information. We have cameras, we have streaming, we have social media, and we are documenting by recording this, by sending in written statement affidavits from eyewitnesses that are there. And they're still telling us, oh, we didn't see a problem with any of that conduct. How should I not be upset when I'm trying to litigate by their own rules? It's their rules. It's their laws. We voted in these legislators to make these laws, and they don't even follow their rules or their laws. And this is proof right here. None of those 12 people that wrote those affidavits were ever contacted. Come in and take a witness statement. What tactics policies do they have? Did these people go to investigative school? Because it seems like CPS misses a bunch of shit, and then these people miss a bunch of shit, and then we're at the discretion of the judge, wielding her discretion and violating us, and there's nobody to report it to. I hope y'all see where my frustration is, because you can read it to them verbatim. You can give them a video red-handed. They just say, oh, she didn't do anything. She didn't do anything at all. This is the frustration that people should have with the SCJC. This is the frustration. We are being governed and ruled by our own judiciary in these family courts. These judges never get in trouble, right? The only grievances they look at is when an attorney files it on a judge or another judge files it on a judge. Everybody else in the public, kick rocks. You don't know what you're reading. You didn't go to law school. You don't know the processes. I'm sure as hell this is not why the SCJC was made. I'm sure its purpose, it was intended to be made for the people to bring judicial misconduct up, but it's not. So these bad acting judges are just going to keep violating people, and there's no relief. It needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about. Do as I say, not as I do. We are being governed in our family courts.